Well, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Zwift Community Live broadcast of the WTRL Zwift Racing League. We're out on race number 10. We are in the Americas East now. Nathan Guerra Dave Towle next to me, and we are about to do 2 laps. Well, the racers are about to do 2 laps of the TikTok course. And we've got some battles on our hands in order to get into the Premier Division here. We'll be covering as much as we possibly can across all of the categories in the Americas East. Good to see everybody hanging out in chat. If you do want to interact with us, go ahead and you can. We do see your chat coming through on YouTube, Twitch, as well as Facebook. We'll try and answer all your questions, interact as much as we possibly can. Dave, there's been 2 zones already with the EMEA as well as APAC, really hotly contested. A few already qualified for the Premier Division, some playoffs happening this weekend, and we got some battles in front of us here. Betty Squad is out on course with the women, and I'm excited to get this on.
Betty Squad, the team that has that incredible new kit. So we are into week 10 of 10 here for our community racers. Almost everybody has really fallen in love, if you weren't already in love with this team time trial concept. So we'll get a good look at the teams that have really cracked the code for the final week. We'll also look at our tables here and see how the standings are sorting out, look for any of the battles out there. For the most part, with the way that the scoring schedule was set up, things were pretty much decided coming into this week, but you will see that there's a few pitched battles to look forward to here. We found that this course TikTok that we're racing on here today, 2 laps, 36K, pretty straight ahead. I'd say right down the middle, as a matter of fact. There's a couple areas where the course ramps up a little bit, and you see the teams will fight to remain as a cohesive unit out there. So they certainly go through the ringer a couple of times, but the strongest team will win today. There's no doubt about it.
I have to agree with that as far as the course goes. It's very challenging. I think some of the teams go out a little hot and find themselves going, this was a little bit longer than they expected, perhaps. Or, the way that it comes at you, I think that there's a reality of the flatter sections up front make you say, okay, I've got this certain speed in my mind. This is what we're going to hold. And you find yourself maybe overextending a little bit up front. You see a little bit of petering out at the back end of the course.
This is a course that baits you into setting a little too fast of a schedule, and you'll see teams that this is one of the few times that you really see that, actually, where teams will end up in trouble in that final 5K. That run into the finish line, that last 2K, it's a little bit of up and down. The gradient never even goes to 2%, but the teams that are in trouble really start to bog down in that last K, and there's a couple seconds that you can snatch out of the mouth of defeat, if you will, out there. So 36 kilometers, Nathan. This is, I think, yeah, exactly. This is TikTok is the name of this course. I would say this is a top 3 all-timer for team time trialing as far as courses goes and favorites amongst our riders.
It's one of the best for sure. I really, really like this course. It is one of the best team time trial courses by far. Let's go ahead and take a look at where things are at here as we jump in with the women. We do have up at the top, it is going to be Weevo scores in, this is going to be the West. Excuse me, guys. Sorry about that. I clicked on the wrong division. We do have, so this is what's going to be coming up with Kate. This is what's going to be coming
a little bit later in the day.
Yeah, a little bit later in the day. That's going to be Kate and Dave in just about an hour and a half, 2 hours. But let's go ahead and update this. And there we go. It is going to be ATP Racing Venom at the top there, followed up by Cyrus the Pros Closet. Finesse Wahoo Chicks with a 168 there. Sisu, I Race Like a Girl Do. And then Cryogen Gallopin, followed up by Revo Whips, BRT Dark Kittens, Waddy Inc. Washington, ATP Racing Stingers, and Pure Sports. That is your top 10. The battle at the top here, though, between these 3 is very hotly contested. That is it right there. ATP, Cyrus, Finesse. And it's been changing, Dave, week to week. Who's winning?
Yeah, no, this has been as dynamic of a division as we have seen. Now, Nathan, what I'm saying here is the real wild card is going to be Cryogen Galopin or Sisu I Raced Like a Girl Do, because if they can get up there, that's what Saris the Pros Closet needs. Is it's not only beating because so let's say they beat ATP Racing Venom today, but ATP ends up second. That's not going to be enough. They're going to need a couple more points than that. That means they're going to need some help. So in reality, if Saris is going to win the division overall, again, this is the 10th of 10 races. We've done 5 scratch or points races already. Basically, think a straight ahead road race. This is the team time trial, our 5th here. So if Saris the Pros Closet wins and ATP Racing Venom is 4th, well, we got a very interesting conversation there. So there's a lot of things that could happen out there today. So it's not just you having a strong ride. You're going to need a little bit of bad luck for your competitors out here. It's going to create what's going to be a bananas day of racing out on TikTok. 36K before this one is sorted out. Boy, I tell you what, Nate, this is going to be fun because it's entirely possible that Sisu wins this race today. That team has been on a roll lately, getting stronger and stronger. Cryogen Galopin as well. We've seen some fantastic racing out here already today. We started in the APAC over in Australia and Asia, working our way around the globe. But I have to say both the Europe, Middle East, and Africa divisions, both East and West, served up some fantastic racing today, Nathan. So that's the A's that we're looking at for the Women's East. So the A's and the B's are combined. This is the C's.
Yeah,
See Tsunami on top of the table.
Go ahead, Dave. It's all you.
Sure. Thanks, Nathan. 174 points on top of the table there. ATP Racing Hive at 166. Waddy Inc. WC2, 156 points. You can see the gap's a little bit larger here. Today we're going to be racing for the outright win. BRT, Flaming Kitten sitting at 4th. Revo Dubs in 5th. The Margaritas in 6th. Herd of Honor 7th. Cryogen Obisque in 8th. CCNS, the Merry Cranksters in 9th. And the No Trauma Llamas are up there in Canada, ready to get after it. Good luck to all of our llamas up there, Aaron and company. That's your top 10 right now in the East Seas. So the women will be out on course. The men will follow a little bit later here in the East, and then we'll take a short break and be back with the America's West to wrap up the fight. I'm a little sad, Nathan. What are we going to do with our Tuesdays for the next couple of weeks here?
Sleep. Just go to sleep.
Good answer. Very good.
We're just going to sleep for a little while. Okay. The Naswahu are at the top here on the men's side of things. They'll be jumping out on course in just a few minutes. Women are 6.3K for their lead in right now. 4 minutes to start of the men. So here it is for Naswahu. ATP Racing Hydrogen in 2nd. They're followed by Cryogen Alpduez 151. ODZ Sharknado there in 4th place. And then the Meme team in 5th, tied with Wadi Inc. at 134. For Naswahu, Tea Party there in 7th, followed up on Endurance Works 108, Dirt Alert at 106, and then ATP Racing Oxygen there, sitting in 10th place. And for the B's, Dave.
Thanks, Nathan. Vanessa Wahoo, 3.9 at 176 points. They're at the top of the table here for the Bs. The BMTR B2s in 2nd. The Dirty Ducks in 3rd. Dirty Diesels. That dirt is Dad Indoors Riding Trainers. And you can see there's a lot of alliteration to this team. Dirty Diesels in 4th. Lion D's Hearts in 5th. Gotham Grinders in 6th. Rouleurs Polo Velo in 7th. On the Rivet Oost Train in 8th. The Dirty Watts in 9th. And WTRL, the World Tactical Racing League Bombers, rounding out our top 10 for the East Men's Bs.
And ATP Racing Nitrogen, 178 points, leading things out for the C's. And then it's going to be Dirty Grinders, 166. A big jump down, though, in points. There are our Nuclear Rhinos, but they are under fire from Sunderwear at 138. So tied up. It's going to be who's first amongst those two. That's for sure for the day here. Now it's going to be the 5th there. 137, 134. That's all so close. This could all swap up so quickly. Just at the end of the day today, 6th could be 3rd. And 3rd could be 6th. So keep an eye on this C division. We'll be jumping in with that. Endurance Nation C2C at 118 and 7th. And it's going to be Cryogen Lobra in 8th. RR Javan Rhinos and TT1 Carbonaut. That is going to be the situation in the East Seas for the D's.
All right, ATP Racing Butane sitting on top, but 160. That's only a 5-point difference between the Dirty Drafters, who are in second right now, up to ATP. In third is the herd of Fighting Frisians. Fourth place is the herd of Plowing Percheron. Fifth, Team Type 1 Beta Cells. Sixth place right now, BRT Dakota. ATP Racing Helium in seventh, Cryogen Mauna Loa in eighth. Cranky Joints Bike Club in ninth, and the STL Newbies. That's your top 10. And that's a good look at all of our divisions out here in America's East. The A's, B's, C's, and D's for the men and the women. We're highlighting this kit. It's one of the big honors and one of the things the teams are fighting for. Nathan, as we're down to it now, the business end of 10 consecutive weeks of racing. And one of the things that goes along with being the best team in the league, not only being promoted up into Premier Racing on Mondays, is an in-game kit. And we were highlighting the Betty Squad has got a great graphic designer. So we take a look at their team in the early going. 36 total K. That's 2 laps out here on the TikTok course. Of course, well loved. And here's a team. So most teams will be starting with 6 riders. The time taken off of the 4th rider's wheel here.
Betty Squad with, it looks like America. It's going to be all American and Canadians. We're going to see that a lot, actually. But interesting enough to see a lot of New Zealand as well as Australians in their, what is it going to be, their morning? I'm saying here, perhaps
tomorrow morning
getting into their afternoon,
them.
getting into their afternoon almost, actually, morning/afternoon tomorrow. So, and then once in a while, we do see a couple of late night Europeans jumping in and amongst it as well, or very, very early. But good to see them hammering away here from the Betty Squad now, as a little bit of a gap, though, being formed. Need to get back on terms. 155 looked like it's going to be happening. Maybe just done with the turn on the front end of the bike race here. Does the Betty Squad actually have 2 kits in game I'm seeing here? Is that right?
I'm following what you're saying there, and we're going to have to do a little bit of research. Nathan, on the nationalities here, you're right. I would say that 95% of our racers are from North America. Well, actually, specifically the United States or Canada. You see a few, as you mentioned, Australians or New Zealanders, and then a random smattering of flags. But in almost every case, those athletes are from, let's say, Romania or China or Vietnam, but are living in the United States right now. So working in the U.S. or going to school here, whatever it might be. But this America's East Division here, that's going to be, when you look at this one now, again, it's worth noting that just like in a time trial and a Grand Tour, we start in reverse order. So based on your performance up till now, the top teams are seeded to start last. We actually saw a record number of teams on screen at one time. I believe, Nathan, we had 4 teams finishing within about 10 seconds of each other from the Europe, Middle East, and Africa West race earlier today. Don't see that much.
Interesting to see him seeing this this ham sandwich is on the
Ham sandwich
result.
is back,
It's on, it's back. The ham sandwich is back. Ashley Green, that is a part of this Betty Squad, did the ham sandwich as well. Interesting enough.
That was the restart team that did a great job of renaming themselves. They all had the ugly Christmas sweater on. They took it to another level earlier today. We'll see if anybody out here.
This is a popular workout I'm finding out. Actually, it's not. So it had a result on Zwift Power, but it's actually a workout put together by GC Coaching. Shane Gaffney threw it together, and it seems like it's a popular event that a lot of these riders have been doing recently. So pretty cool to see. They're all kind of doing.
So
their
the
workouts
ham
together
sandwich
as well.
is like an objective. Like you go out and you do a ham sandwich, right? That's the.
I don't know. Is that your objective after broadcasting today, to go get a ham sandwich there? I mean,
it was today.
It was today. It was today. 100% there. Loving it. I want to just highlight all of these riders here. Amy Ellett also riding for the Betty Squad out here. Looking like her Zwift Power profile is as new as 1126, actually. She's a level 22 Zwifter. I want to know if her account is also that old.
Nathan, have you, in your experience, you're the only guy that if someone said, have you ever heard of anybody doing two legitimate team time trials in one day? And I would say, I don't know. Let me ask my friend Nathan. He's the only person I know who's crazy enough to do that. Well, there's someone crazier than you, Nathan. Catherine Curie is back out racing again today. Here, I have her on Sisu
Is
for her
she on her
second time
third or
today.
second or third? I want to say she might even be on her third race of the day.
Get out.
Maybe I mean, I'll take a look at ZP and it'll give us an idea here.
That's
But
insane.
absolutely insane. So great on her, and definitely a very strong rider to have on the squad, regardless of how many races that she's done. Looks like this is also going to be Emily Brinkley hammering away, also a level 22 Zwifter. A lot of, I think, a lot of these pickups here, all right around that level 18 to 25 or so. So I think they all from the Betty squad maybe have joined. I'm just guessing. Maybe they can help us out a little bit, but maybe it joined up into Zwift around the same time in order to work out together as well as race together out here, because it's very close in the well, I am seeing Emily here though. She goes back to a Zwift Power profile back to February 23rd, 2019. So been on the program for quite a while. Maybe one of the recruiters for the Betty squad getting them out here, because some of the others here have some newer profiles.
So ATP Venom, Nathan, there's a couple ATP teams out here. The Stingers are the other squad. Watch out for this Venom team. Rachel Lieberman and company. This has been one of the best teams in the ZRL this year. They'll be the last team to start, or the second to last team to start, but it'll be a while until we have them coming through our checkpoints. You can see at 10, 16, and 26K, we'll get a good look at all of our squads and get a chance to compare and contrast them. That ATP Venom team, though, that's Cassie Nelson, Angela Roberts, Anel Radford, another very strong rider, their teammate Jennifer Santoyo. That's going to be a tough team to beat today on this course. So they have a very nice distribution of power on that squad as well. They're well set for not only a course, but just the discipline of team time trialing is something they've been outstanding at.
I'm seeing Cesar race like a girl. Freya here need to get back on terms. Laconia in there, the wheel that's going to be given. Jacob actually giving a wheel to Halford. I think Kate's struggling a little bit here, and they may need to just let this rider go. 2 seconds, that's a lot of time that's lost.
But they got a long way to go, though. Yeah, it's a long way on this course to go without that rider, too. Tough call to make.
Actually, two riders, Keffler as well. 150
That's sub-ideal.
So, with only 4 riders left, long ways to go. They've got a good, they had a good time there. 15, yeah, what are we looking at? 15:36, Dave, right?
Well, so that very, very aggressive schedule that they went out with, that's the price that they're paying, right, Nathan? A couple of riders now gapped off. So it's, boy, that is such a fine line. But to tell you the truth, at only 12 points, they're only a third of the way in. I wait. Yeah, it just seems like, because you have one rider with the technical issue here and your race is over.
That's very true. They're letting it go, though. Not waiting.
Yeah, they are. Well,
Malconian,
they say luck favors the bold. That's a bold move.
I'm on board. That's
me too. Now that I think about it, I guess that, you know what? I would rather win and go down swinging today, the 10th of 10 races here in the series. I'd rather take my chances and go for the win than ride conservatively and get fourth.
Looks like Kelly Keffler, she's going to come through at 4 watts per kilogram here. A little bit of a kick here. Maybe there was a technical issue. Interesting enough.
Yeah, but now you're fighting against...
completely focused on racing, actually. Kelly Leffler, excuse me. Zwift Racing League, WTRL No Pins Championship, Zwift Racing League. That's what I'm seeing all the way back to November. Like, I mean, it is just nothing but Zwift Racing League out on Zwift. So cool to see how committed she is to those events. Maybe using it mainly just for workouts and training in between. But that is the focus here for Leffler for sure. So she's been super committed. Maybe I think there was some sort of a dropout or something. We'll see if they can get the speed up. We are seeing 38 kilometers per hour currently from Jacob on the front. What kind of pace are they able to hold here? 40 here. So they may be able to bring this back together without slowing the team down too much, because I do think there was a technical issue with the kind of speeds we're seeing from these two riders right now.
I like you staying with this because this really is the crux of the situation here in a team time trial. You start with 6. Not every team starts with 6, but that's obviously ideal. Then the time taken off of your 4th rider's wheel. So early in the race, if you're down to 4, that means you've got no wiggle room, and you really are going to miss having the riders coming through in that rotation. They're still fighting here. This is you don't get to watch this all play out in real time all that often.
Yeah, this is gonna be Amanda Kate, level 27 Zwifter. She's getting back on terms here with.
So another team that came back to help. I think Hogan went back to help.
Yeah.
My guess here. So they are going to reset. Nice job. So there are 2 Sisu teams here. This is Freya. There's also the Do team. This is not the team that's sitting in 4th overall. They're a little further down.
Freya. Yeah, Linda Hogan here. She is the rider that's given a wheel. They are going to get Leffler back together. So Kelly Leffler, 3.5, a little bit of a jump across, but it looks like it's going to happen. They didn't look like they had to slow down too much either. I did not see their pace come under 38 or 39 kilometers per hour, and that's what they need to do to keep their speed steady. So good on them. There, as you can see, very, very well done. We're into the Bermuda Triangle, it looks like a little bit again. So we're
their time is not bad at all. Yeah, we lose riders here as we
we're back into the Bermuda Triangle. I'm wondering, like, this is so interesting.
Look at this, Nathan. Holy cow. Sarah's the Pros Closet found another gear out here today. That's going to be the story as Annabella Stoll-Dansero, Claire Cameron, Esther Boville, Christina Grossman, Megan Easler and Megan Ratwell have set the fastest time there for STPC. It's 2 seconds quicker than ATP Racing Venom. We got ourselves a Donnybrook going on today. I absolutely love it because, Nathan, look at this. Finesse Wahoo Chicks is only 3 seconds back. We've got 3 teams within 6, make it 5 seconds of each other. It doesn't get much more tightly packed together than that. It's like sardines in a tin right now. As we pick up Christina Grossman, this is going to be, well, Grossman bringing a lot of horsepower to this team. She is really well suited to this course, seeing some monster. Look at the speed they're carrying on the flat, Nathan. They're going 50 kilometers per hour. They were just touching up on 52K per hour out here. This team is en fuego, literally on fire right now as you take a look at the green and the yellow of Sarah's to Pros Closet. They want it so bad they can taste it out here today on Watopia. That's going to be the Canadian Claire Cameron that we're looking at. Okay, well, if ATP Racing Venom's going to close out the season with a win, they're going to have to beat these monsters, Nathan.
Yeah, it's a great point, and that is the battle at the top there. Sarah's Polscott, ATP Racing Venom, Finesse Wahoo Chicks, and it's very, very close. A 5-second difference between the top 3 teams right now.
This is the best bike race.
I'm just going to give a warning here. A little bit of a warning here. It's about to get loud. We are in the team car with this team, with their Discord channel, and I'm going to see where things. I'm seeing nothing but green lights though from them. So it might green lights around a Discord name, just so everybody knows, means that their microphone is they're currently talking. That the Discord hears something from them. I'm currently muted in there, and completely deafened. We'll see what it sounds like when we open it up, and I'll slowly mute people as I go through, give you an idea of what things sound like.
Clear. Christina, you are behind Annabella. Get back into that nice
I'm going to slowly mute everyone so you can hear Anna, but this is what things sound like inside a Discord channel currently.
Start pushing up. Esther, sync and sprint. The sync part for you is important.
That's going to be Anna.
There we go. Perfect, perfect, perfect.
Now quieting through. She just gave the sync.
We're listening.
And sprint.
Awesome, Claire. Annabella, you need to be behind Claire. Megan, drop off a little bit so that Annabella can come through as well.
Anna Russell, the director's voice that you're hearing out of New Zealand.
Great job, guys. Great job.
You see Stoll taking that second place, just like Anna had said there. Claire, now she's on the lead.
Up. If you're tired, Annabella, just take a shorter turn, okay? Christina is behind
I'm
Annabella.
going to see if I get any communication
Isla
from
is
the rest of
behind
them.
Christina. Megan is behind Isla. You guys are looking great. You're tight
I'm
ends.
going to open
really,
up some
really
mics and
tight.
see if
Great
anybody
job.
else is communicating.
I know this hurts. Trust me. I know it hurts.
Full gas. This is what 177 beats per minute currently sounds like. Cameron just got done with her
Job,
run.
Claire and Esther. Great watts. You're recovering well. You're recovering well. Isla, pushing up. But Isla, don't push up too hard. You're a strong rider here. Don't push and blow up the team, okay? Ease into this.
Woo. Well, that is the situation currently with the current leaders. The ladies are doing really well. You can see there. And Anna coming through with some master craft when it comes to DS.
You're not going to find a better director or job being done by a director than that. So very, very clear, positive. She certainly encourages her riders, but everybody knows exactly what's going on. Nathan, that is extremely cool. So again, that's Anna Russell, a pro triathlete who's a colleague of ours. She starts off the day every Tuesday in the APAC region with Kate Bates, who will be joining us a little bit later. Anna races with this team as well. She's not racing today. You can hear, yeah, that's exactly what a director does. If you're wondering, you can see what a huge difference that would make. You can really stop worrying about things, stop thinking, and just follow her direction and trust the process.
Yeah, really amazing job that you're seeing from the DS. And I like how she's even telling them exactly where to be when, not just whose turn it is, but why you need to be where you need to be, giving a why to the purpose of the watts that you're currently putting out. It takes away some of the confusion that can come into a rider's mind as well as their body. Your body can definitely feels a little bit confusion as well when you're passing out these kinds of watts.
It's harder to make watts when you don't know why you're making them. That's the classic Bermuda Triangle moment that we've had. There's the entire team all back together. Boy, do they look good. All the way from tip to tail here. The Sarista Pros Closet team is in a pitched battle, however. Some splits coming in as, well, we're looking at splits now from the field. The last we saw now is starting to spread out just a little bit here as the gradient goes up. You're going to see that happen. But it's only a few seconds separating our top teams out here. This, Nathan, I'm pretty sure is going to be the best race of the day. As we go back in with the Royal City, Guelph, if I remember correctly. Guelph, Canada, Royal City, Women's A's, Petrick here, as they're mobbing it. And they're not all that far. Well, they're completing lap number 1. This is a good look at what the finish will look like in another 18K or so.
Currently sitting in 6th at the 16-kilometer check. They will get overtaken, though, and drop a few spots as they head into the 24-kilometer check, mainly because Sarista Pros Closet and the rest have not come through that 16 yet. But having a good race there. Their battle currently is going to be with the Betty squad, it looks like, as well as CCNS ladies, all within 5 seconds there to the Betty squad that are trying to chase them down. And then it's going to be 7 seconds up to the CCNS ladies here. Royal, solid effort here from them. This will be Petrick, Coates there on the front, Jamnicki, Soldier, and Gibb all hammering away. Now we are seeing the battle here that was with Sisu. Freya, Leffler now it looks like had to drop off. So Kelly, good roll
good
with
fight,
yeah,
Kelly.
good fight there today. Finishing up on the day, getting the workout in. But Sisu looks like had to roll on. Here comes the CCNS ladies. The other side of the Mighty Ducks hammering away here. Jensen, Thompson, Farrell, Lochner now making her way to the front. And it's going to actually be Klotz now of the US of A taking her turn. Then Nies actually. They're 40 kilometers per hour steady on this flat as they head into lap number 2.
Nice to see the female component of CCNS racing out of New England here. They're motoring along quite nicely in great formations. This is a team that clearly has been doing their homework. Good job, CCNS. Let's take a look at the splits coming in now. There we go. 21. Oh, Nathan. It's 1 second,
close.
folks. 1 second between Saris and Wahoo. Man, the battle of the super trainers, right? If only Tax had a team. So it's Sarah's the pros class with a 21.54. Finesse Wahoo 1 second back. That's Finesse Wahoo chicks. And then it's only 4 seconds from our leaders back to ATP Racing Venom. Oh my goodness, folks. So the cream is rising to the top. We are in for what should be a real treat out here. I don't envy the ladies. They're going to dig deeper than they ever have here in the 10th and final race of the inaugural season of the Zwift Racing League. Nathan, I can say it, and I'll say it with authority. It is on like Donkey Kong here on Zwift tonight.
It really is. 1 second difference. Now, we jumped in with the women for Cyrus the Pros class. We're going to see if we can get a little bit of an idea of how things are also happening in the Finesse Wahoo chicks, who are 1 second off. Get a little bit of an idea of the difference between the way that they are managing things out on course here. And then, now, I just want to highlight also for this team, they do have 4 of the 5 in their team name. So just as a heads up there, that is for a horrible accident that took place in Las Vegas. 5 lives lost, long-time cyclists. Just as a, that's going to be the Finesse Wahoo chicks. They're going to have 4 of the 5 in their name. I'm looking to find them on course. I think they're lost in the Bermuda Triangle for a moment there, but here we go. It is usually Finesse Wahoo chicks in there, but it says 4 of the 5 instead. And a big shout out to them for the support there and riding for all the life lost that was happening in Las Vegas. So you can find it online if you need more information, obviously. But just a tragic accident.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it really is a situation that nobody had expected, and seemed like either some sort of inattentiveness or something with the semi, and it just very much want to give a shout out to and a condolences, as well as a lot of support to that community right now who lost some, it sounds like very, very integral cyclists to that community too, and families.
It's interesting how tightly connected our cycling community is. When something like this happens, you realize that just that network is so close. It impacts so many people. So well said, Nathan. 4 of 5.
So we're jumping in here. This is going to be
off the pedals. I'll tell you when.
The current situation.
All right, let's give it some mustard. Up, 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 up. Get right on those wheels. Well done, Terry. Now focus on those green socks. Focus on those green socks in front of you. You don't have to overdo it. Get your rest. Stay right on those green.
So I can't hear. So I'm here, but I can't hear what you're saying, so I'll do my best.
Okay, Ian, are you hearing? Kate says she can't hear.
Yes, I can. Let's rotate.
Okay.
Rotate, Danielle. You got this.
I think somebody's having maybe some dropouts, perhaps. Let's see if we can jump back.
Pretty good example of this. That's a pretty good example.
They ride on those wheels. They ride on those wheels.
That is so. That is a Discord channel.
Yeah. Well,
that is the situation.
You can see why there's that's for not everybody's taste. It's the trainer noise combined with the heavy breathing makes it not everybody's style. Well, back in with Finesse Wahoo chicks here. 1 second.
I'm gonna go ahead and jump back in without all of the craziness. I'm gonna mute everyone I can except for the DS. So that was me without everyone muted, right? That was what's the situation. This is going to be.
Gage, be patient. Be patient. Be patient. You're dropping a couple. Be smooth on those pedals as you transition.
6.1 back up 183. Wow, monster effort here from Paige Bolt. They got a little
Paige,
disorganized.
we're gonna rotate you off in 3, 2, 1. Tara, stay right on those green socks. Up, Paige. Up, 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 up. You're gapping, Danielle. We're gapping. We're gapping. Ladies, calm, calm, calm. Yeah, I saw. Let's follow
Nice
those wheels, ladies.
overtake.
Follow those wheels.
Amazing overtake here. Now they need to get it back together,
Yeah, this
though.
is a transitional period.
Little
We'll
bit of
reassess
struggle.
after
Ooh,
this.
2 teams at the same
Okay,
time.
we're just
too.
racing right now. We're racing. We're passing people. We're on a lovely coffee ride. Let's get past them.
3 teams
Stay on the
all at
wheels
once.
here. Danielle, you're
Wow.
a few bike lengths ahead. You're doing
Fortunately,
great,
the team
ladies. You're
split.
doing great.
Huh.
Punch
they
them
get
through.
back
Punch
onto
through. Punch
Danielle.
through. Punch through.
What an effort to take over 3 teams like that.
Danielle, think about dropping back here. Nothing about dropping back.
Did they just go by ATP Racing Venom?
They may have.
It
I'm gonna
must
to
have
double check
been.
that. It has 4L in there.
We're
And maybe
that's
2
the
ATP
case-
teams.
KK 2 seconds behind. We have 2. She's closing those. She's closing those. Once she gets on, we got to be patient. Let's get a easy rotation from Caroline. Easy rotation. Let's go. Up, up.
A little bit of a slowdown there, in my opinion. Just let Monks go to the front, but
Uh-oh.
interesting enough.
Stay on those wheels. Do not let them pass you. Let's go.
Things really got disorganized there a little bit.
And
We're doing a
unfortunately,
great job of listening to their DS at this point. I
Keep the
think
pressure on
but,
these pedals.
there
Keep the
just
pressure
need
on
to
the
be a
pedals here.
little bit more speed on the front.
Danielle, I
It's
want
really
you to get
dynamic
over.
with these situations
Go
where you
for
got to
it.
have a plan ahead of time almost because it's so quickly happening. And it's not just a quick push of buttons, you know, the power changes and the speeds.
Get back on those wheels.
Very
Punch through,
interesting.
ladies. Let's go. Punch up, 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 up. Danielle, relax just for just a second. Now go, go, go. You got it.
this
You
is
got it.
going
You
to
got
get
it.
a little contentious, is going to be my guess.
Kara, I'm going to
though.
have you rotate now. In 3.
It was a very
2,
difficult
1.
situation.
Yeah. So what's happening here is one team is trying to pass a team that doesn't want to be passed, and this is sort of the recipe for what you not.
Now another
for.
team of pass
You got
ahead.
it, you
I
got
think
it,
it
you
just
got
comes
it, you
down to
got
they're
it.
going so fast and they pass so many times at the same time. They got caught up and had to
Yeah.
slow
Let's have you
down.
go.
So
In 3,
and now we
2,
have Revo Whips continuing on.
1. Take it, Paige. You
Whew.
This is pretty
Interesting.
crazy, to be
It is
honest,
really
right
crazy.
now.
It is really crazy.
Yeah.
That was a whole nother level here. Let's go ahead and see how things are going in the Stars the Pros Closet situation.
Option 5.
Okay, Megan, start pushing up.
So now we're joining, as Nathan just said, the Saris Rhodes Closet team. That's the team in green and yellow. Here we go. They're clear. They're not dealing with all of that traffic out there right now as we're in with Rathwell and company. Just trying to smooth out a wrinkle here.
Okay, Megan, drop it back just a touch. Drop it back just a touch. You're pushing too hard. There we go. Yeah,
36K
Annabella,
of-
Christina, start to really think about dropping that heart rate when you're in the group, okay?
Even the speaking to the heart rates there too, watching the riders there, knowing what they're up to, what they need to do.
Yeah,
so you're
that's
up
some
next. Go up above that
previous
6.
winner
Go
a
up
couple
above
of
the 6.
times, Annabella
Take a
Stoll
longer
Desero.
turn, but at lower watts.
So it seems you can see the mayhem that got caused there just a moment ago, though, by
Yikes.
the
This is a
going
bad moment. Yeah, this is interesting. Are they going to go on with 4 here? Let's hear what Anna has to say. That's a pretty
5
big
watts.
split happening right.
Sounds like she was saying 5 watts per kilogram there, and
She's
There's
not
team
telling
coming
them
up
to
ahead
slow
of
up.
you. Now, a couple of you have dropped off. Esther, you need to just lower the intensity on those pulls.
They're going to wait.
they are interesting
You
that they're going to
all
wait.
are going to need to power through this group just slightly so you're not on a sticky draft.
Tough
So
time.
Esther
It's
will
all going to
stay
come
in the
back
lead, but you all
together.
need to power through just slightly so you don't get stuck in their draft. There's a lot of teams coming up. Okay, push on through. Push on through.
Essentially, just has to be a complete mob at this point. to
Both
get through them
teams
all.
played that correctly there.
Push on through. Nice job, guys.
Looks like they're
Don't let
losing
anyone get
Rathwell,
stuck in that
perhaps.
draft.
Or is it?
Rathwell was on the ropes earlier.
There's
I
another
think
group
that
just
might be
ahead, so
one
stay with
bridge
this
too
lead.
far.
Esther, stay in front. Just push on through. Christina, you don't have to push that hard. Just, remember you've got high
Grossman,
walk.
Grossman
You've got a high
channeling her
walk power, so just-
greyhounds at home. Absolutely pinning it
There we
now.
go.
Ears
Push through
back,
BRT.
tail up.
Push
Good
through
job,
BRT.
Christina Grossman.
Okay,
looks
good
like
job,
Rathwell
guys.
got
Now get back
through.
into that order.
See, now
There's
they're
the
going to go
third.
through the same thing we
Esther
just saw
leading out. After Esther
with
is clear.
Wahoo finesse there.
Because the differential in speed between Wahoo
just
and
if you can
Saris
stay
is
on the
not
lead through
that
this next
great.
group as well. Got a
Although,
lot of traffic in
obviously,
front of
this
you
is an
guys.
incredible indicator for Saris. If they're catching Wahoo, that means that they're 30 seconds up. So
Yeah,
this is a
Esther's
big
rock star.
ride
You
from
just
Saris
need
to
to-
Pros Closet today. They're going to
just
want to
need to
wait
calm
for
it down a
Grossman,
bit.
though. Maybe get everybody together.
Okay,
Wow.
let's
So
make it
maybe
through this Rhino team.
let's watch what happens. This is really exciting.
That'll be
I'm going to go ahead and put the mute button on there for a little while. And Anna doing her job twice today, taking over with her voice in the broadcast. Loving it, man. Though this is great with the de-essing coming through from both of those teams, getting an idea of how things are playing out there.
So that's
Very
Cryo.
interesting.
That's Gallopin that they're catching there. Not Saris. So, excuse me, not Finesse.
No, they're
That
going
blue
through the
will
same.
throw you
They're going to
off.
go through the same
The pattern
mobs,
as Finesse.
same
right?
mobs
Yeah.
of riders that essentially that are all bunched up essentially. So they have to just run through each one of these squads as they catch them very quickly here. And how they tackle this is going to be very interesting. As we get some comparisons here. Cameron now, Stoll, Rathwell, Volvo, Grossman. So that's the current situation. Let's go ahead and move our way forward here a little bit. We got another pass taking place here. Riva Whips and Sisuju getting a little bit mixed up amongst each other. It's going to be James here making her way to the front. Where is Catherine Curry? 5'2" on the front, exactly where she usually is. She hammers away. Catherine Curry. Wadi Inc. being caught, it looks like. Megan saying her mic isn't working, so she can't respond there in the Discord that we were just hanging out in just a moment ago. And here is a much more cohesive Wahoo Finesse chicks right here. And it looks like they're back up to that 43 kilometers per hour. We'll see what these times come in at the 26 kilometer mark because they just crossed it. They should be coming in any moment now. And we'll see if that 1 second differentiation. I have a feeling Cyrus had a better time of it on the flat section on Fuego Flats because they didn't have to run into those teams. And now running into them on this uphill grind will be even easier because it's easier to punch through on an uphill
There's
grind.
a bigger difference. Yeah, absolutely, Nathan. Good point there. So it'll be interesting. The proof will be in the pudding, as they say. I'm with you. I still don't expect it to go over 6-7 seconds here. I think we got ourselves a real battle royale coming into the finish line. Again, the final checks have
Might have
been made.
overcooked though here, Dave. Finesse, I feel like they overcooked
This
a
is
little
what you
bit.
call, 100%. Some big gaps opening. They're going to need to stall the beans here, get everything back together. I mean, it's only a 2% grade, and it is blowing the team to bits right now.
Monks,
Monks is so
Baker,
strong.
Bolt,
Yeah, Monks,
Redder, Bole
one
here
of the
now on the
breakthrough
back.
riders of the season here, but she needs to just throw the governor on for a moment, get the team back together, and they're going to do that. Can't afford too many missteps like this if you want to beat Saris the Pros Closet today.
13
Venom.
seconds
there it
now,
is.
Dave. 13
Oh,
seconds.
Boy. Well, a little better than even I imagined for Saris the Pros Closet there. They're starting to roll away with this one. It's not over till it's over, but at 10K to go, 13, as Nathan says, seconds ahead of Finesse Wahoo, who are sitting another 7 seconds or so ahead of ATP Racing Venom. Starting to open up a little bit now.
Go ahead and see if we can jump in with the front end of the women's race and cover everyone's race as they come on into the finish line as best as we can. It's going to be Betty Squad hammering away. As we do that, though, as well, we will get a look at where things stand with the men's race. So we'll get the coverage here of how the women finish up across the line, but then the men are out on course as well. The front runners are currently 22.2 kilometers in. We're going to start our time checks, though, get an idea of where things are at. I'll use the split at that first 10K and then we'll move into the rest of the splits in just a moment here. But it does look like the lead riders currently, well, not the lead riders, but the riders who went out first is going to be Royal City Cycling as they got out on course. Looks like, if we can jump in here. Our splits are taking a moment to load up here, but we'll get them in just a second here. Let's go ahead and jump on in with Royal City and see what they're up to out on course. It looks like moving into the second half of Fuego Flats for their second lap, Jamniki, and it's going to be Mill. All full Canadian team, obviously, with the Royal City. And this is going to be the men's side of that team.
Obviously, with the Royal City, something we've been familiar with for weeks around here at Zwift Community Live.
Well, I don't know about familiar. A little bit of, obviously, we know exactly what's going on with Royal City.
Of course, the good old Royal City. You must be talking about Guelph there. So this is another one of the teams, though. It's been a lot of fun, Nathan. You can see, though, they're going through the same thing as we just were witnessing in the women's race, little splits opening up. I think they've got this one welded back together. Yes, they do. And then you start to see the yo-yo effect that you try to avoid.
We're going to see the non-starters on the day there. That's going to be Cannondale, Echelon, 4i, KRT, KISS, yeah, and then it's going to be HTFU. All four of those not, or three of those not showing up.
So,
but
wait a second. The HTFU team didn't show up?
Didn't show up. Yeah, they didn't rule 5 today, so I don't know.
They didn't follow their own.
They didn't follow their own rules. They did not follow their own rules. But currently at the 10K mark. So I'm just going to go through those for the top 7. Very close racing, all within 10 seconds for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th place, actually. So to 8th place, actually. So 10 this is very tight racing today.
Yes.
Wadi Inc. We'll see how things changed up through the 16K. I'll go ahead and reload this to give us an idea.
Yeah, there you go. If you resort here, look at this, Nathan. Everybody on the same from 16 to 56, so 40 seconds separating the top team from the 10th team. That's a lot of cordwood, a lot of watts to stack up there in a 40-second window. 2016, the fast time for Finesse Wahoo, only 6 seconds back to ATP Racing Hydrogen, another 6 seconds back to Rouleurs Polo Velo. Oh, boy, this is going to be a very exciting race, much like the women here. And then, I mean, it's 3 seconds, excuse me. If you look at it, it's just 1 second back to Wadi Inke. The Sharknado team, another second behind that. Just a couple more seconds to Cryogen Alpe d'Huez. So we have a lot of teams in position to move up on this leaderboard, meaning there's a lot of teams that are vulnerable as well, depending on how you want to look at it here. 36K before this one is done and dusted out on TikTok.
Sutherland hammering through for BMTR. It looks like A2. We're going to keep moving our way back here. It's going to be CCNS Pro Global with Sandifer Belu Huseman, and then the legend. The legend hammering away. Duncan here, though. WTRL. Supersonics. They're on the board here at 10th currently with a 2056. The crazy thing is I've seen time changes of this amount actually in that amount of time. So, I mean, this is, I don't think they're not going to, I'm not saying they're going to catch Finesse Wahoo or anything, but a team that's really struggling, I'm not saying Finesse Wahoo aren't going to struggle this much, but if there were a team struggling that were a few places ahead of them, maybe in that 7th, 6th place or something, I could say it could be done kind of a thing. So that's, it's amazing how close this racing is. The Supersonics sit in that 10th place currently. Royal City just a little ways ahead of them. We did see them. They were the first to go out, lowest seed on the day, but it was a 2054. Currently sitting in 9th place overall. Very solid ride here coming in from Royal City Racing.
Because we see teams go out such an aggressive schedule, the flip side of that is you see teams implode in the finale as well. So you do see some big jumps being made in the last 5K, in that last split, right? From 26 down to 36K where the finish line is. You can see some dramatic changes on a course like TikTok.
Yeah, this course, I think that's kind of almost been the name of the game out here today with these changes that we've seen.
Who gets it right with their fuel strategy, right? Their burn
It really
rate.
has. It's been this, the wick just wasn't enough, and it just ends up burning the candle down. I think there's just been a reality of that with some of these teams, and the fueling, as you did say, did you put out is too much nitrous oxide up front can just really hurt these teams. This is gonna be the Dirty Rascals. I race these guys every Thursday. They are a strong team. Rascals Riot. 182 beats per minute here, currently coming from Hernandez. Looks like it's a mixed team a little bit here with the dirt. So, Dirt Alert, Rascals Riot. It looks like mixing it up a little bit between each other. Their in-game names versus their tag and Zwift Power will be a little bit different. But
Right.
Dirt Alert Hammer and Away, it looks like, is going to be, I think, the main name of this. We're also seeing endurance work. Leaper is here. It's going to be Lipka here. Josh
Lipka.
Decon
That's the,
making their way through.
That's the coach of Kristen Kolchinsky, Josh Lipka out of New Hampshire, Endurance Works. He does a great job. He's one of these coaches that has really embraced esports as well. Good to see Josh out here racing today.
I've seen Chad Butts as well. I've raced against Chad. Good to see him out there hammering away for Endurance Works. Many a sprints. Actually, if you go to my Zwift Power, it says Nemesis, and those who are victims in Nemesis, I think he's got me on a 3-1 maybe in the sprint. I'm not positive. I have to go take a look, but watch out for him.
He
in the sprint,
calls
that's for
himself
sure.
Nemesis, and he's your nemesis, huh? That works.
Does he call himself Nemesis? I'm not sure about
Oh,
that.
I thought you said that.
No, it says Nemesis. So on Zwift Power, if you go to your profile, Dave, you can see who.
Oh, I know what you mean. Sure.
Yeah,
You
can see who your nemesis and your victims are.
He should change his name to Nemesis stuff now. Because, that works.
It's been a while since I raced against him, it looks like. Actually, I'm taking a look right now. And it's changed up, actually, with the WTRL a little bit. So all of my guys that I race with are either my nemesis or not my nemesis, actually, because we come across line and it always looks like we're in a sprint together. Actually, these dirt guys are also on my... It keeps on saying I lose to them because they go out ahead of us.
It's not fair.
Not fair at all. Not fair at all. All right, enough of that. The meme team here now making their way around course.
Hey, get Swifty. Love this guy. They're carrying some nice speed here as we take a look at working our way through a bunch of the teams out here. We're starting to get some splits in WTRL. The Supersonics in with the 3357. Is that? Yeah, it is our fast. Or no, yes, it is. Just 1 second faster, however, than Royal City Cycling. Still
Looks like they made up some time, actually. So Royal City's faded a little bit. The Sonics were 2 seconds behind at the last checkpoint, I believe. Yeah, as you see at 2056, 2054. So Supersonics on a little bit of a rally here, it looks like, in the second half of the race.
It's one of the things we really learned, Nathan, is that it's not always about the outright win in any category. You see some battles that go on week after week with teams in their grouping, right, that they know very well. And that's a big part of the fun here is just the guys that you consistently race against. You see that in mountain biking and road racing, in BMX, whatever it is. It's that group of guys a little ahead of you and a little behind you.
You're going to just jump in here with Finesse real quickly. Get an idea of how things are shaping up. Is this going to be... This is not the main Finesse team, so this is going to be the second team.
Good job, Greg. Get behind
I'm going to get
Green.
back with the main Finesse team. This is going to be them right here. Pencilhoff on the front.
Yep. This is a team with some big name riders.
Good job, Alex. 3, 2, 1. Timmy, pull through.
Here comes Timmy Bauer.
Nice solid line. Stay patiently behind your sock.
Look at the... Okay. Look what they've done.
Good job.
I was wondering what was up with that.
Guys.
Stay patiently behind your sock. They have socked up to know what socks you are on. So, JPV is supposed to be following orange socks. Always behind orange
Timmy.
socks. Do you see this? That's why they were saying follow those
2,
green socks
great.
earlier. I absolutely
Big
love
Timmy,
it.
Pull through.
It's the best way to do it. I
Nice and
completely
steady.
agree.
Nice
I mean,
long line.
How are you supposed to know which guy is Timmy Bauer? It's much easier to know the sock color. Great.
Perfect.
Socks
Good job,
for
good
Watts,
job.
baby. Let's go. Oh my goodness, so great.
Well, leave it to the racers to figure out, use their ingenuity to figure out the best way to do things.
3, 2, 1.
Listening
Matt,
to the
pull
timing
through.
of the rotation here.
Usborn through. Look at the drop off there from. It looks like it was Tenselhoff, perhaps, that went back. Or was it Grusicki? Looks like Grusicki a pickup here. Is that right?
Come on, Greg. Get on his wheel. Good job. Good job.
Great Grusicki moving over to Finesse Wahoo.
Boy, they've been we mentioned bringing over Timmy Bauer. They're doing a really good job of bringing quality riders on board.
Good job, Matt.
There's going to be a lot of that, Nathan, next couple of weeks as we work our way into season 2, wrapping up ZRL season 1 of
3,
transfers,
2,
teams looking to
1.
reinforce.
Pull through,
It's
Greg.
going to be interesting.
Come on, Greg. Pull through.
Go ahead and jump on in with the finish up here for the women, though, as well. We'll jump back in with the men. We want to catch the finish for the women's races here, as we do have Wadi Inc.
On the
coming
climb.
across the line. Go ahead and mute that up here. But it's going to be, well, of course, we jump around here real quick, and then we lose everybody. But I'll see if we can jump back in. I think we're going to be in with, I think, wow.
So they've finished.
Okay.
Saris is finished, yep.
I was not expecting this. So Saris are already across the line. A lot of the teams here, it looks like, have already come in. So apologies, I'm missing a lot of the finishes there. We'll get the results coming in just a second. But it looks like ATP also across the line at this point. And here we go. This is going to be a few others here finishing up. That's going to be ATP, one of the ATP, I think the final ATP team coming across the line. That's going to be Clark and the rest of them
that we're looking at, right?
And then Cryo are the next that are going to be behind them with Turner and a few others. So solid effort here. Sorry about the jump around, everybody. Sometimes finding them toward the finish line, there's so many avatars, it gets a little bit confusing. We're bringing the results. I was following along with Betty Squad and a few others there. And, Cyrus the Pros Closet came on so incredibly fast. I was hoping to catch some of their in-game chatter there before the finish line, but they were just cruising to the point that it got away from us a little bit there for the broadcast. But solid effort there all around. This is going to be Finesse Wahoo. This is the battle here for those top spots, though, still.
Big thank you, though, to Anna Russell for letting us listen in. All of the teams that are nice enough to let us listen in to their Discord. Very informative. And it really gives the folks that have never done a team time trial a feel for, Nathan, like you were showing the start. I guess that was the Europe, Middle East, and Africa West race that we saw the pens and how that process worked. We've learned a lot today about the behind the scenes of how to make a team time trial work. This is a great squad to watch if you're looking for a clinic and how to get this done. Is there about 8 kilometers from the finish now? Make it more like 7 kilometers and about to overtake another squad as we're in with Finesse Wahoo now.
Looks like they're actually catching ATP here. Walter Zwart. This is ATP Hydrogen. If we look at the standings currently for the men's situation here, I'll see if I can bring it on in. And it is going to be Finesse Wahoo well at the top, 177 points currently. So they've kind of walked away with this one a little bit with their effort here in this. So I have a feeling they may just get an auto into the invitations here. I have to wait and see, though, what WTRL has to say.
Yeah, they're one of the squad, an embarrassment of riches, if you will. So much talent on this Finesse Wahoo team. As we take a look at Matt Osborne here, taking a big pull. But this team has had an incredible year, no doubt about it.
Look at where the speed goes out to here. This is what I was talking about, 53 kilometers per hour, and it continues on. As Grusicki
this is the
now
momentum
55,
talking about.
as you see. Exactly. Yeah. And before we saw it drop down to 51, 50, in one of the men's races earlier. No, all the way out to almost the turn, still holding on to 53, 52 kilometers per hour. So really performed that momentum well.
when it's in the field. Sorry, Nathan. Make hay when it's in the field, right? If you've got the horsepower, just keep pouring it on because that's how you eke out another second or two. And this team right now is playing with the house's money at this point. It's not over, but they're in very, very good shape. Picking up CCNS at about 2.5K to go.
Supersonics, they were on a little bit of a rally second half here. Them and Royal City, 1 second difference, 33.57, 33.58. Chasing down ATP Racing Oxygen, it looks like. Royal City here trying to finish it up here just ahead of them. As you see Schneider. Mill now taking a pull at 7 watts per kilogram. One last effort, 167 beats per minute currently coming in from Mill. And looks like they were able to drop off one of their riders here. Probably gave one last-ditch effort. Boersma just hanging on. They need 4 across the line there, so at this point, he just needs to get to a wheel. And it looks like Mills on one final pull. They cannot let Boersma go at 167 beats per minute. He's got to come across that gap.
And he's got it there, so they're going to resync with a little more than 1K to go. Every rider matters here.
This is a tough spot because there are a couple little bumps, 1%, 2%. Makes it really difficult because you feel like, okay, I need to be consistent. We can't drop anybody off. People are starting to fade. They start to really struggle to even hold wheels at this point because you want to surge. You're so tempted to really surge. And if you can, you should be. If your team can be surging, you should be taking every last bit of effort to the line at this point. But at the same
so
time,
hard
there's
to
this tension.
surge.
There's this tension of not dropping people too.
It's so hard to surge on a 1% uphill.
Yeah, completely.
They're
Yeah,
just
it's
about
really
home.
really difficult. And now we do have, I think there's one little more.
Isn't it,
one more
Nathan,
bump
so
here.
much easier to come up over the top when you're on a 1% downhill? It's you almost feel that like a magnet is pulling you through, where it's the exact opposite. You feel like you're racing into a block headwind on a 1% uphill. This team now at 500 meters to go.
Yeah, and that's one thing. I mean, you have to really know the course so incredibly well, too, to know where those little gradients are. Because it's very difficult to read where they're at. Now we're into the sprint
You
here.
can't see them. Right.
No, you can't see them real well. Exactly. So it becomes even more difficult to kind of time it correctly. So 7.7 here now coming from Mill at the front. This is going to be their finish up.
That
Solid
arch
to the finish line.
always reminds me of Zion or the Mighty
This is for the top
Five
10.
national parks.
Supersonics versus Royal City. Fun little race to the line here between them.
Look at that, just 1 second faster at that last split there. But they're only 7 or 8 seconds behind Oxygen from ATP. Back in with WTRL right through the same stretch here, this last half K.
It looks like Schaefer done for the day. He's going to just
Did his
roll
job.
in. He did his job. He did that with us actually last Thursday. He gave one last dig over the last climb over in London.
That's his signature move,
It was
man.
his signature move. He sat on until then and just gave a solid, it's like a 1 to 2 minute effort, like at 7 watts per kilogram. We just hung on. And then he just, I'm done. I'm done. So
The wattage booster.
his boost. It was great. It was great. And that's his signature move to get everybody to the line. 52 kilometers per hour. Looks like this is going to be a good time across the line. They are battling it out with Royal City, so every second matters. It was a 1 second difference. CCNS now Pro Global, making their way to the line. Then back in with Dirt. Here we go. This
is such a classic Dirt. Everybody with a different jersey, right? This is so Dirt, it's not even funny. And they are killing it out here.
Two
1K
Dirt
to
teams,
go.
and they both have that situation. All the different jerseys as you see here.
Just a bunch of dads who grabbed whatever was clean or closest to clean out of the hamper, right?
Yeah.
Bunch of dads who've probably just got done making dinner for the kids.
Meme team now making their
You
way to
know
the
the
line as
drill.
well behind them. As you can see. Oh, yeah. Dinner's done. Quickly. Hey, homework done. Everything's all right. You ready for bed? Okay. Okay, I'm going to jump on the bike. You guys good? Come watch that if you
Don't
want
kill
to.
it- don't kill each other.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The door's open if you need to come in and talk. I probably won't be able to talk. They come in. I just can't talk. Okay, what do you need? I can't talk right now.
Ryan licked my
Can your
phone. You're
sister,
like-
can sister handle it? No? Oh, but not right now. Only if there's an emergency. Sorry, guys, gotta go. It's like,
I mean, unless
finish
it
it up
involves
without
the
me.
emergency room, you're not
The
getting off the
yeah,
bike.
yeah, exactly. They actually, Milo will come in and cheer me on. You've seen him in streams once in a while.
Yeah.
Go, Dad.
He's awesome.
Come on. Whoa. Don't go in
Well,
the
a lot
lava.
of these riders are, Nathan, I mean, it's fair to say that in our Zwift Racing League, whether it's moms or dads, I would say a third at a minimum of our riders are parents. And that's actually very conservative.
I would think that is really conservative. And that's the greatest thing about, I think, all of this is the way that families
Actually,
are able to come
yeah,
together and
half.
ride out on Zwift.
I love it. I really do. I have plenty of friends. I'm at that age where I've friends who are dads of kids and ride together with their sons and daughters. It's you've heard all of these stories, haven't we? It's so cool the way Zwift has been able to keep people connected through this tough 2020. I was thinking how happy the team 2020 is going to be to get into 2021, right? I would not want to be named after this year.
2024, they're already saying it. They're already saying it.
Yeah, they are.
so
I don't blame them.
I don't
They
blame them one
recognized
bit.
early we need to get away from this branding. All right, here we go. Finishing up strong.
Wadi Yank across
Right.
the line. They've got a really solid time but it's them and Sharknado
Got
right
the
up
whole
against
team
it.
together. All 6 riders, Nathan, finishing
Whoa,
there.
McGee getting dropped off here. What's going on? Is he
He said
one lap
enough.
down?
He said no mas. No mas.
Hot rods to the line with ODZ Sharknado. They were 1 second off of Wadi Inc. It'll be interesting to see how this ends up playing out. Pierre Ficati, Gagnon. Like Gagnon here, Lennox.
Like
Michael. To the line. We'll see if they're able to pull off a third place on the day. It'll be close. It'll be
Good job,
real
Hot
close.
Rods.
Okay, so here's the Wahoo were so fast today that they had already passed second,
3
third,
teams?
and fourth place.
Yeah. What a ride. Don't see that. You don't see that. This course, certainly, they went out aggressive with their schedule, and they were able to mark it. That's super impressive. This is the scene after the finish line. Nathan and I were joking earlier today that we wanted to open up a coffee shop here at the finish line.
We need to open up a gelato. I thought gelato was a good idea.
I changed to gelato,
I
didn't I?
thought
Yeah.
I think your gelato call out was pretty solid. Let's go ahead and take a look at across. We're gonna hang out with the D category here a little bit.
Oh, good.
One category that doesn't get a whole lot of love. So we're gonna jump on in here and really focus in a tab. But let's take a look here at the battles. Well, also in that C category though, we did give a shout out. Let's take a look at these standings because there was a shout out that was super crucial in these categories for the standings in this America's East division. And in the B category, Finesse Wahoo 3.9, they've kind of walked away with it. But it was ATP Racing Nitrogen in the C's with a very close battle as well. I'm seeing here, I believe, was it amongst the women's C's actually category? There was a very, very close situation a little bit lower down in the standings. I think it was that C category, perhaps, that had 138, 138, 130. Yeah, that was going to be it. The Nuclear Rhinos, the Zunderwear, Dirty Time to Grind, and then the Herd Mentality. They were all right up against the times there. We're going to see if we can find them out on course. We jump in with the D category, though. Let's take a look at how the times are standing while I go ahead and try and find those C's out there.
What is this herd of here?
That's a Percheons.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Plowing
I knew that-
Percherons. Plowing
Plowing
Percherons.
Percherons. That is it. So this is we acknowledged our knowledge of livestock. It was not where we wanted it to be. A lot of room to improve there. Dirty Drafters, fastest time at 20. So fastest time up to this point. We still have teams waiting to come through. Actually, no, we don't. We started with 7 teams here today. So everybody is through. The fastest time at 39:36 at that check. So that's going to be a nice advantage over ATP Racing Butane. They're in front of the herd of FF, the Fighting Frisians. Let's how sad I am. I cannot even remember, are the Frisians the horses or the cows? It's advanced level. All creatures great and small.
Oh, that's great. We're going to see if we can find some of these C category riders. I really want to take a look at how things are playing out for that 3rd through 6th, because 6th through
That was
3rd
right.
place.
That was the battle, wasn't it?
That was a serious battle. We'll jump back in with this battle here with the D's as well. I just wanted to take a quick look here and see how things are playing out though between these riders. I think we can find a few of them out here and see where they're standing. Some of the jumping between the categories can be difficult, guys. So be just a little bit of patience with us. We do find them out here, but Nils Kruger, I think, is going to help us out if he showed up on the day and give us a look into where that category is. Is Steve Beckett actually out there racing in this category as well? I think I just saw his name actually. I think that we do have the ZHQ Rockets out on course as well.
Oh, the mighty Rockets team. Always contenders. I did not see James Lalonde taking the start. I'll be interested to see. Yep. Well, let's see who we have.
This could be
With the
herd
Rockets
mentality.
today.
Herd mentality now, hammering away.
Herd mentality.
This is it. And there's all kinds of, loving all of the different herd riders out here. So herd mentality hammering. And this is going to be at 37:20, 37:30, 37:45, Dirty Grind. Herd mentality is 38:06. So if we compare this right now, and our nuclear rhinos, they were currently sitting in 3rd place at 138. Okay, Dirty Time to Grind were in 4th place, also at 138. But all of the teams underneath them, Dirty Time to Grind they were in 5th place at 137. Okay, but the two teams that have the most to gain, that is going to be Herd Mentality and the Nuclear Rhinos. I think Herd Mentality have the most to gain, and they're currently I think in the top spot here. Here, let's just take a look at this here real quick. Look at the situation. They will top spot amongst those riders. So, Z Sunderwear as well. Sunderwear in 2nd place here currently. So this is quite the battle here. Actually, we take a look real quickly here. ATP Racing Nitrogen, they've walked away with it. Dirty Grinders, they're off the charts here now. But look at the Nuclear Rhinos and Sunderwear, 138, right? Currently. And we do see Herd Mentality right up against it there. They may be able to jump ahead a little bit, but I think the reality here of Sunderwear, I think they're gonna hold on because they're currently 2nd place overall in the 20. So still a close race, but I think that Sunderwear are gonna hold on to 3rd place overall and get the better of the Nuclear Rhinos, as Nuclear Rhinos are sitting in 5th at that 38-28. Herd Mentality, they'll get a couple of spots though, and maybe move up to 5th or 5th place, maybe even 4th place if Nuclear Rhinos continue to slip backwards.
Well, Herd Mentality going to finish their season strong. Great racing out there all year long, guys. And I have to say, Herd Mentality is my favorite team name from the entire ZRL, Nathan. So, for what it's worth, great job with the name, guys.
Jumping around a little bit here, as you do see, we are getting into the Gelato Club. Looks like Beckett.
Here's the Rockets. There's Steve.
108 beats per minute. No, what's going on with the cooldown here, Steve? What's happening?
He's got his ugly sweater on. That's our man.
Ugly sweater on. If you want to know how to get your ugly sweater on, you can actually. All you got to do is do the original Zwift. It's actually the original Zwift kit right now. The first Zwift kit. Put that on. And
I figured it out.
Sweater. Oh, wow. I mean.
You know it's doable.
You know it's doable.
The bar is low, folks. So the Rockets, a bunch of friends of ours that there's a few of the Zwift HQ teams. The Rebels is another, but really love having our friends who all work with Zwift out there racing. Huge fan of Steve Beckett. So we say thanks, Steve, for all that you do. Exciting news today. I saw Steve talking about Legion of Los Angeles becoming part of the Zwift family in a formal way. That's extremely cool. My favorite team, Legion of LA.
Yeah, really, really cool of Zwift to show support. And that's going to get a lot of North American presence, I think, for Zwift.
Big
I mean,
time.
that one of the top teams winning a lot of crits, obviously, in
Getting a
the
lot of people into the sport
into the
too.
sport, too.
Like
Yeah, that's a really good point.
it's going to be a big part of the future is the inclusiveness and bringing the racing to the people and making it available to anybody who shows an interest. And that's one of the cool things about Zwift too, is the way for young people who are such innately attracted to this platform. Well, any kid who wants to get on Zwift can do it for free. I love that.
See if we can
So
find
Nathan, I know
the rest of the Ds out here to at least get a little bit of coverage for them. As I know we always try and strive to make that happen. Always trying to push the platform a little bit when it comes to the tools that we do have in order to get across to all of the categories here. Not sure I'm gonna
over
be able to
10,000 racers. I saw almost 11,000 racers were a part of the inaugural season of the ZRL. It goes all the way from the APAC through Europe, Middle East, and Africa, through the East and the West. We're into the Americas now. But all of you together have created a phenomenon. This is the 10th and final week of community racing. But the good news is it won't be long until we're back at it again with race 1 of season 2. So a lot to look forward to. We've got our playoffs coming up. So do not fret. We've got a lot of racing still in December for you here in the ZRL.
We do have the finish up of the D category. Loving it that we do have the ATP4 Al here in the support they're showing there for Al after having recent tragedy in life. So great to see that they're still out there showing the support. Jeremy Corbin. It's going to be Corbin, Jeremy there. Not Jeremy Corbin. Bonk there, followed up by Kane, and then Matt. It looks like Powell here bringing in their time. Let's go ahead and take a quick look here and see how their times are playing out for this D category as we see where things stand here. And this is going to be the C's that are here. Go ahead and bring on in the D category and see how things are playing out. And that's going to be at the top 30 drafters there. ATP Racing Butane, Hurt of Fighting Frisians at the last checkpoint. Hurt of Plowing Percheon there at 42.58. Team Type 1 Beta Cells followed up ATP Racing Helium and BRT Dakota at a 43. Tight racing there a little bit there between, it looks like 3rd through 7th. A little bit of a walk away there from Dirty Drafters and ATP Racing Butane, though.
Yes, we're down to it now. These are the last teams out on course from America's East. They've all been through that 26K split. Not long at all here. Less than 1K.
I want to say really quickly, I just noticed I am in the Discord here, and you can do video chats in Discord. And there was just a great little video with a cheers. And it looked like kind of like a holiday cheers, and a great job to all the racers out there going through right now. They're all kind of interacting and chatting afterwards from their suffering and what they've accomplished, which is really cool to see. So a little bit of celebration looks like going on over in the Finesse Wahoo amongst the men's side of things. Very cool. So
good for them.
Again, thank you to them for all the access that they've been given for our look into everything. So
yeah, they've set a real standard with that team, haven't they, on how to do it out here. So enjoy your holidays, guys. Thanks for racing with us in the ZRL.
And I'm seeing we are at $38,664 for the World Bicycle Relief with 3R for the WTRL Team Time Trial number 87 that is coming up this Thursday. Make sure to tune in for that.
Everybody.
Jump on in. You can still sign up a team. Trying to get as many bikes as we can per team. There will be some fun little rewards and prizes for the teams that do raise the most. So make sure to check that out. But we're almost at 50K. That is a huge amount of fundraising going on for the World Bicycle Relief. A little bit of jump to the line here, giving us a show for our time committed here. Let's go, boys. Bonk here to the line. He's going to make them all bonk as Corbin hangs onto his wheel. Cruise bike. Here we go. And then the dirt now to the line as well. And the classic, well, they got some Christmas as well as some dirt kits going on here. BRT Dakota It looks like Martin and the rest of the BRT team here with that kit in game.
Yeah, you're going to see how quickly all the teams come across the line. The seeding process here has a pretty small window by the time we get everybody to the arch here, our beautiful natural finishing arch. Half a K to go for BRT. Talk about this, the little up and down that you have here. You don't really feel the down, the -1%, but you feel it when it tilts up, as you're certainly going to be at your absolute limit here, turning yourself inside out. 4 riders means that everybody matters, so got to keep it in formation. Good job here, guys. BRT is going to get this one done quite quickly here. Chop, chop.
Being told there's some riders going for the division win here. With I'm being told Cryogen Grand Colombier. I think that's going to be in the C division. So hopefully they were able to get that. I'm looking through here. I don't believe Grand Colombier is in this. I'm going to double check here and just make sure I'm not off here. But I believe that was within the C division here. So we'll take a look at how things ended up playing out there, though, in the results in just a moment as we get across line with the rest of the C division here. That was going to be the Dakotas. They were, I think, the second seed to go out. ATP Racing Healing about to finish up. Little bit of a... And we are going to lose them now, though, as they head into the Gelato Club. So I love it how we have these names for what happens out on course here with the different areas. The Bermuda Triangle, the Gelato, the Fortnite sections out on course here, everybody. So as they finish up here, let's go ahead and... see if we can have maybe a little bit of a chat with some of our riders. Maybe Anna could jump in with us. See if we can get a chat with her over on Discord. Let's see what she has to say about that. But we do have Wes coming up in just a little bit here. It's going to be you and Kate, Dave, with some battles happening.
Yeah. Not too far off here. Anna, it's been a little while since they finished, actually. They might have wrapped up their Discord.
Yeah, she's messaging us over in Discord, actually, with a little bit of... It's like... I think they're celebrating today. I think everybody's really happy with all of their 10 races done for the ZRL week number 10. So let's go ahead and I think we'll wrap up with the results here, everybody. As the D's are just finishing up out on course. Let's go ahead and take a look how things ended up playing out here in the men's East Division. 1A, and this is going to be...
10 weeks of racing and the Zwift Racing League all wraps up here today. We do have one more time zone left. That'll be the West coming up in a few minutes. But right here, right now, we're ready to take a look at Finesse Wahoo on top of the table with a 44.58 out on TikTok today. That's going to be 41 seconds faster than Sharknado from ODZ in second. Waddy Inc. A in third. You can see how close it was for second, third, and fourth, all within a few seconds of each other, is Waddy Inc. A, again, taking the bronze medal, the chocolate medal for fourth place, going to ATP Racing Hydrogen. Cryogen Alpduez in fifth, the meme team in sixth, Rouleurs Polo Velo A in seventh. For our Division 1A men out of America's East, it was WTRL Supersonics in eighth, Royal City Racing ninth. Rounding out your top 10, ATP Racing Oxygen for the A's.
And then in the B's, it's going to be the Dirty Ducks there coming on through for the first place today. 48.51, 17 seconds back. Rouleurs Polo Velo, followed up by On the Rivet, Usta Train. And then it's going to be Dirty Diesels, followed up by Lion's Heart, Cryogen Autocom, and then ATP Racing Neon, Gotham Grinders, Velo Club Metropolitan, and then Waddy Inc. B2. That is the B category in the America's East Division 1B. And then
Fresh
ATP
off
Racing Nitrogen.
presses, here's the C's with ATP Racing Nitrogen. Fastest team with a 51.44. That's your winning time. Z Sunderwear in second, 25 seconds back. Dirty Grinders taking the bronze medal in third. It's Herd Mentality for fourth. The RR Nuclear Rhinos in fifth. RR Javan Rhinos in sixth. Dirty Time 2 Grind in seventh. ATP Racing Freon in eighth. Cryogen SA Calabra in ninth. And then the Endurance Nation C2C1 rounds out your top 10 for the C's. Over to you for the D's, Nathan.
We're gonna have to maybe wait up
Maybe
just
they're
a
gonna
moment.
be racing,
More
right.
are going to be coming across the line here. Let's just jump in with the women's here. And it was Sars, the pros closet, gaining a solid 25 seconds over Finesse Wahoo Chicks today. They had quite the ride and really were able to manage quite a lot of obstacles out there today with a lot of teams that they came up upon there. Finesse Wahoo Chicks, a little bit of disorganization we saw there, but able to still hold on for second place today, with ATP Racing Benham taking third, who are on top spot coming in. We'll see how things end up playing out for the league standings after this. CCY Race Like a Girl do their 113 back. Cryogen Gallopin 133 back for fifth. Revo Whips there in sixth. Core Sports there in seventh. Wadi Inc. in eighth. Misunderstood in ninth. And ATP Racing Stingers in 10th place. Looking at the gaps there, the race really was at the top there between those three teams. So for the C category,
It's going to be Wadi Inc. WC2 with the 55-12 fastest team on the planet in our America's East Seas. ATP Racing Hive in second. CCNS, the Merry Cranksters, taking third. Good ride from the No Drama Llamas today. Moving on up. Fourth place today for the Llamas. Revo Dubs in fifth. Margaritas in sixth. CCI Race Like a Girl. It's Papalotto in seventh. BRT Flaming Kittens in eighth. Herd of Otters in ninth. And then the Obese Squad from Cryogen rounds out our top 10.
we'll wait in on these, waiting on a couple of results to come on in here for the D category on the men's side of things in just a second. So let's go ahead and head on over to the results. We have a tie, actually, interesting enough, at the top end of these women's standings, which is really, really interesting to see here. So, looking at this, oh my goodness, here we go. ATP Racing Venom and Cyrus the Pros Closet tied at the top with Finesse Wahoo Chicks at 187. CCY Race Like a Girl do their 162 for fourth. Cryogen Gallopin followed by Revo Whips. BRT Dart Kittens, Wadi Inc., and then it's going to be ATP Racing Stingers, followed up by Core Sports. That is your series finals. So, interesting to see.
You know the difference there? If Sisu, I Race Like a Girl, went about 30 seconds faster and beats ATP Racing Venom, Saris the Pros Closet wins outright today. That's how close it was.
Goodness. Oh,
fantastic!
Yeah,
racing.
So incredibly close. Really great race. This is one of the most hotly contested divisions for sure out here in this.
And Finesse Wahoo right there in third too.
It'll be interesting to see. We'll see what I think ATP Racing, they may be getting the invite. We'll have to wait and see how things end up playing out here between the teams, though, and we'll wait for more official announcements to come on through for the Premier Division there. But over to the review for the Racing Hive at the top.
Thanks, Nathan. ATP Racing Hive, well, there's no doubt about this. 185 points. They go clear on top of the table. Z Tsunami in second. Wadi Inc. WC2 in third. BRT Flaming Kittens Edition in fourth. Revo Doves in fifth. Margarita sixth. Herd of Otters in seventh. CCNS, the Merry Cranksters, will take eighth. No Drama Llamas in ninth. And Cryogen Obese rounds out your top 10. For the C's, great racing out there by all of the women around the globe. I love this category. I love what you're all about. ATP in full effect. One more time.
Yeah, and if looking for any more results, you can head on over to WTRL.racing. I believe, don't want to show, we're not absolutely positive on the D category just as of yet. I just want to make sure that everything is correct. So rather not show if we cannot get that absolutely correct. But coming up in the West here in just a few minutes, make sure to be tuning in. Dave and Kate are going to be on for the West. Still some hot battles for the final week of racing in the WTRL Zwift Racing League. We'll see you in just a few. We'll be here in about 25. I think it's 8:45 is the start time. So we'll see you in about 40 minutes. We'll be live with that. Dave and Kate will be here live. And as always, everybody, great racing out there. Let's go ahead and check out what's happening with WBR. And we'll see you in just a little bit for last race in the ZRL, week number 10.
Right on.